sent you another pay amount. Connor, I know you're turning 18 this year. So you should find out the truth for yourself. You need to stop being scared. You need to stop allowing your father to tell you that you can't talk to your mother. What kind of a parent does that? What kind of grandparents tell you that you're not allowed to talk to your mother? People with evil intentions. Those kind of people shouldn't be parenting children. Ones that are trying to cut you off from your mother and fill your mind with bad things, bad, evil thoughts. If I didn't love you, why would I write you checks every month? Why would I write letters all the time if I didn't care about you? And the fact that you don't even reach out to me, your own mother, for Mother's Day, and you didn't even reach out to me for my birthday. Not this year, not last year. You're old enough now. You can't let people stop you from doing what is right. You know in your hearts what they're doing is evil. And what they're doing is buying you off. They're giving you new phones and all these electronics and stupid vacations. They're buying you off so that you don't talk to your mother. You weren't in court. You don't know all the lies that they told the court. And the fact that Stephen Klump and Armond Carion went along with it. There's no guardian ad litem. Even your grandfather, the corrupt ex-police chief, Samuel Baca, he got to pick the therapist. He got to pick the therapist. There was no neutral therapist. It was whatever they wanted. I had to agree to everything, whether I liked it or not. I didn't have any lawyer. The lawyers that I had cost so much money. Like, just to file 2 motions was like $3,000. That's without even showing up in court. You think I went to all those courts because I didn't care about you? And I didn't care about your brothers? Why did I give birth to you if I didn't care about you? You can't turn your back on your mother. I'll always be part of you, Connor. I didn't carry you for 9 months. I didn't give birth to you for those monsters, those horrible, evil monsters. I wouldn't even call them human beings. To take you away from me, to lie to the court, to do everything they can to cut you off from your mother. The reason they don't want you to talk to me, they don't want you to know the truth. What would happen if you talked to me? Then you'd know the truth, right? Then you'd be able to ask me questions. They don't want any of that. They just want you to be scared, telling you that I was going to kidnap you, telling you that I was going to hurt you. How did I treat you any different than your father? How did I do that? You're telling me, Connor, your father's never hit you? And Caden, you're telling me your father's never hit you? He's never gotten mad at you? I'm your mother. Show me some respect. I am your mom. I wouldn't fight for you if I didn't care about you. And for you, Connor, Caden, and Colin, to turn your backs on your mother, to have your hearts filled with so much hatred, all because that's what Paul Brian Baca wanted you to do. And Samuel Baca and Ginny Schulte, the horrible humanitarian, she's not a good person. Good people don't keep you away from your mother. They don't. And for the last 8 years, that's all they've done. They've done everything they can to damage your relationship with me. Everything. And they wanted me to just disappear. But I didn't disappear. I stayed. I don't have any reason to stay in New Mexico. I have no reason. After 20 years of being here, I would recommend no one to come here. It's a horrible place. All they care about is Hispanic people. If you're an outsider, they don't give a shit about you. They just take care of their own. That's all they do. You think I got treated fairly in court by being told I had to agree to everything? That I had no say in anything? Paul Brian Baca and Samuel Baca and Ginny Vera Schulte going to court, telling the court that my children never wanted to see me. And the whole time they're telling Connor, Caden, and Colin they're not allowed to talk to their mother. The whole time. And Stephen Klump did nothing to protect my children. And Armond Carion did nothing to protect my kids. It's been horrible. I wouldn't want any mother to go through what I've been through for the last 8 years. And do you think any lawyer has stepped up and wanted to help me? No. Because they're all freaking cowards. All they are just greedy, horrible people. They want money. They don't care about people. All they care about is having bigger cars and bigger houses. They don't care about anyone. It's about who can give them the most money. It's not about doing right. This state is so full of corruption. I've seen it. I've witnessed firsthand the corruption that goes on in this state. You know, the New Mexico Family Court is supposed to care about the welfare of the children. Tell me, how is tearing children away from their mother and believing one side of the story, how is that protecting children? Just because they have more money to hire a corrupt lawyer, Edmund Perea? I call him Edmund Pariah. All he is corrupt. And then he wants to run for some not president, but some candidate. I would not recommend him. All he is pure evil. He'll never do what's right. That person, I wouldn't even call him a man, that little wimp, all he is pure evil and corrupt. Edmund Perea. They just want you to be quiet. They want you to go away and they want you to disappear. The New Mexico Family Court doesn't care about what's right for the children. They fed my children to a narcissist family who spent the last 8 years filling my children with hatred towards their mom. Pure hatred towards their mother. No one protected my kids. I've gone to lawyers. I've gone to everybody. Nobody wanted to help. It's so much easier for people to look the other way. I'm an outsider, so why would they help me? Nobody wanted to help. They treated me like I had no value. I might as well have been a heroin addict. That's how they treated me. They're just so evil, the New Mexico Family Court. So full of corruption. Nothing I did was right. I had no rights as a mother. No rights whatsoever. And I didn't have a lawyer to hide behind. A corrupt lawyer to hide. I've gone through 8 years of hell. 8 years of being cut off from my children. 8 years of having nothing. Paul Brian Baca got the house. I was kicked out in the street. I had to live in my car for 2.5 years. He didn't want to participate in anything. He didn't want to participate in all faiths. He didn't want to go to counseling. He said, "Oh, I don't need counseling. I go to counseling every day or all the time with Sandia. Oh, Sandia judges you on what kind of a father you are? Is that what Sandia Labs do?" And the only reason he got a job with Sandia Labs is because his uncle Danny works there. When he left Los Alamos, and I would love to know why they would not give him a reference in Los Alamos. If anybody knows, please tell me. And if anybody knows if Samuel Baca is related to John Jack Schooley, I would love to know that too. Why else would he want him as a therapist? And why else would John Jack Schooley go to court and say that he saw my children in person during COVID? We all know that that's not true. No one was seeing anybody in person during COVID. But he said under oath, "Oh, I saw the children I saw them in person during COVID, and it would damage them to see their mother." What kind of a therapist that's never met the mother would say that? You know, a therapist would say, you know, I can't say whether it would damage them or not because I don't know their mother. That's not what he said. And you know why? Because he's a friend of Samuel Baca. That's why. I know that they're friends, Samuel Baca and John Jack Schooley. And why did Samuel Baca get to choose the therapist? Why? Because he's an ex-police chief? That gives him more rights? They're over there every day seeing my children, spending time with my children, going to school, meeting my kids, teachers. And I don't even know what my kids' grades are. And I can't get anybody. I can't get no lawyer to help me. I'm treated like absolute garbage. The teachers won't talk to me. They say I'm not on the list. Who goes to the parent-teacher meetings? Tell me who's gone to those parent-teacher meetings. I'd love to know, because I would have gone in a heartbeat. I want to know what my kids' grades are. I don't even know who their teachers are, because I was told I wasn't allowed to go to the school. I was told I had no rights, that I had to agree with everything. You have no idea how evil Paul Brian Baca, that lives in Red Bloom Road, Samuel Baca, ex-police chief that lives in Glenwood Hills, and Ginny Vera Schulte, who's president of a park above. She's nothing but pure evil. Monster-in-law, that's what I call her. I let these people be part of my children's lives. I let them see the kids whenever they want. And this is how they repay me, by taking my children and turning my kids against me. And not one person will stand up. I'm the only person that stands up. No one else has come to my defense. No one has ever said this is not right, Geraldine. The people that can help, that have the means to help, don't want to help. It's the people that can't do anything, tell me they're sorry. And you know what? I don't even care about people saying sorry anymore. I could have turned to be a drug addict, but I gave up alcohol. I've never done drugs. I went back to school. I found a place to live, and yet I still cannot see my children. You know why? Because the New Mexico family court is corrupt. That's why. They are corrupt. They don't do what's right for the children. They're pure evil. It's all about politics. It's all about who has the most money. It's not about what's right for the children. And if anybody else out there has gone through similar what I've gone through with the New Mexico family court, I would love you to share your story. Because you know what? Being quiet isn't going to help. Being quiet allows these monsters, these corrupt people, to keep getting away with what they're doing. They're tearing families apart. Instead of helping families and helping children, they're tearing them apart. It's about who has the most money, not about who's the best for the children. I did everything for my kids, everything, but none of that came up in court. They said I starved my children, my kids hated me, my children want nothing to do with me, that it would damage them, and that I tried to do all these horrible things. That I locked my children out of the house. Whatever they could think of, they said. So if you're friends with Samuel Baca or Ginny Vera Schulte, or Paul Brian Baca, they are pure evil. What they have done to the children is pure evil. I've been dealing with this for 8 years. 8 Mother's Day, none of my kids ever reach out to me. Christmas, they don't reach out to me. My birthday, they don't reach out to me. They're teaching my children to have no respect for their mother, to call the police if I ever go near them. What kind of monsters does that to children? And my kids are just going along with it because they're buying them new iPhones, and designer clothes, and taking them on crappy vacations, all to keep my kids quiet. You think he bought that house on Red Bloom Road on his own money? Of course not. His mommy bought it for him. His mother gave him the down payment of that. He works in Sandia, courtesy of his uncle. He's had everything given to him. I, on the other hand, have had to fight for everything. No one's ever given me anything. I had to fight for everything. And he went to court and he said I was panhandling on Eubank. I pay child support every month and I can't see my children. I have no rights to my kids and I can't get one person to help me. I can't get anybody to help me. Everybody wants to look the other way. No one wants to do the right thing. People that are in a position to help don't want to help because it's so much easier to look the other way. They want me to give up in my children. Why would I give up in kids children that I carried for 9 months? You think I got pregnant because I didn't want the children? And then for these horrible, evil monsters to take away my children and to spend 8 years turning my kids against me, telling my children I'm going to kidnap them. that their mother is going to hurt you. And I mean, I can't imagine what else they're telling my children. And Stephen Klump did nothing to protect my kids. Nothing. Armond Carion did nothing to protect my kids. And if they're doing this to me, how many other families are they doing it to? They think because I'm not Hispanic, that I'm an outsider, that I'm just going to go away and disappear. Do you know what it does to you psychologically? To not have access to your children. To know that somebody else is raising your children. To know someone else is going to the parent-teacher meetings. To know that you have no rights to your kids. Do you know what it does to you psychologically? It tears you apart. It rips your heart out. I can't get anyone to listen. Nobody. Because everybody is so busy taking care of their own children. They're so busy getting on with their own lives. They don't give a shit. You know, I've been so hurt. I've had my heart ripped out. All my trust is gone. Everything I believe in is gone. I couldn't get a job after I had my 2 degrees. I couldn't get a job. I don't know if it's age discrimination. So I had no chance. I had no choice but to go on OnlyFans and get money. Because I couldn't get a job. I'm so hurt. And I would never trust the New Mexico Family Court. I would never trust them. I spent 5 years in school. 5 years in school. I still can't see my kids. You tell me what's wrong with the New Mexico Family Court. How evil and corrupt can a court system be? And Stephen Klump goes to bed every night thinking, you know, he's the best person. He's not. All he is evil. He's just as evil as they are. Because he's not just doing this to one family. How many other families is he doing it to? You know? He's supposed to look out for the welfare of the children. And taking children away from their loving mother that's looking out for kids. I couldn't even go to my children's communion. I couldn't go to Caden's communion. I couldn't go to Colin's communion. I had no rights. My children were going to the children's services in Rio Rancho, and they were going to counseling like 2 doors down. And one day, Paul Brian Baca dropped them off at the children's services, and the kids were just running wild. And Lisa brought it to his attention. She said the kids are out of control. And he started fighting with Lisa, right? He started fighting with Lisa. And then he goes to court to change the visitation. And instead of telling the court the truth, he tells the court, oh, it's stressful for the kids going over the Rio Grande Bridge. That's what he told the court. And what did Judge Lamar do? Oh, no problem. You can have the children at any visitation place. So the place that the kids loved, and they were the park above was just right down the road. And his mother lived in Rio Rancho, by the way. So he had no problem going over the Rio Grande Bridge to go visit his mother. But when it came to visitation place, oh, that's horrible. That I can't tell you how evil. I've had my heart ripped out. I don't trust anybody in the New Mexico Family Court. Court Clinic was never involved. A guardian ad litem was never involved. It was whatever Paul Brian Baca wanted, because Samuel Baca was an ex-police chief. If my father was a Hispanic and my mother and my father had some input, I wouldn't have been treated the way I was treated. They thought because I'm an outsider that I don't deserve anything. No matter what I did, it didn't make a difference. I had to agree to everything. I was told I had to agree to everything. I had no rights as a mother. He can take the children out of the country. He doesn't even have to ask my permission. And you know what? If Connor, Caden, or Colin, if any one of them reached out to me, I could go to court and I could say, look, the children do want to see me. But because they have so much control over my son's minds, They have spent so long filling their minds with evil against their mom, telling my children I'm going to kidnap them, scaring my kids. My kids are terrified. My kids are terrified and they're confused because they don't know who's telling the truth. They can't talk to their mother, so basically they're only hearing one side of the story. You think their father is encouraging them to see their mom? You think their grandparents, Samuel Baca or Ginny Vera Schulte? I could have been a horrible daughter-in-law and cut them completely out of my children's lives. And I never did that. I was so stupid and I was so naive. I allowed these people to be in their grandkids' lives. And this is how they repay me, by taking my children. Spending 8 years keeping my children away from me. Doing everything they could to hurt my relationship. I couldn't even go to my son's communion. And I was the one that picked out the communion outfit for Connor. And my sons won't listen to me. I've told them over and over. I've told Caden, I've told Connor, I've told Colin. These people are keeping you away from me for a reason. There's a reason they don't want you to talk to me. There's a reason they don't want you to ask me questions. Because then you're going to find out the truth. And then you're going to know what they're all about. They think they can buy you off with money. The reason Samuel Baca is paying for your phones, Connor, Caden and Colin, is so that he can monitor if you talk to me or not. That's the reason that he's paying for your phone. What is your father doing with all the child support I give him every month? What does he do with it? You know, you're welcome to call me, boys, anytime you want. You're welcome to talk to me. You're welcome to reach out to me. I'm not going to be mad at you. I'm not going to be angry at you. All I want is to be your mother. All I want is to have the same rights that he does. I'm not a monster. I'm not an evil person. You know, I've just not had the same support system that your father has had. That doesn't make me a bad person. And you're so lucky that your mother has never given up on you. I've never given up on you. I've never walked away from you. You know, no matter what has happened, I've always tried to fight for you. I spent so much money in court fighting for you, all for nothing. Because lawyers just wanted more and more money for one hearing, for one 8-hour hearing. I'll get you the names of the lawyers. They wanted $11,000. And I met them on the state bar. They had the nerve to reach out to me on the state bar and then want $3,000 retainer and then another $8,000 for the hearing. That's $1,000 an hour for the 8-hour hearing. I told them that they were taking advantage of people, going on the state bar, looking for clients, taking advantage of people when they're going through the worst time of their life. You know, Connor, Caden and Colin, I could have given up on you. I could have walked away and said to hell with it. And I have never done that. I have never given up on you. But what have you given me back in return? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You have shown me absolutely no respect. You've never reached out to me for Mother's Day. Mother's Day is not spending time with his mother or his girlfriend. That's not who you spend time with on Mother's Day. Mother's Day is when you spend time with your mother. I am not your enemy. I've done everything I can to protect you. But when you don't take the time to reach out to me, and you don't take the time to talk to me, and you want to believe all the evil, horrible things your father and your grandparents are telling you, and you don't want to find out the truth, and you just want to be scared and live in that big house because you're so afraid that if you reached out to me, you're going to get kicked out of the house. So what? At least you don't have to live in fear anymore. You think I'm going to not be there for you? I will do everything I can for you. But if you don't put in the effort, there's nothing I can do. If you don't show me any respect, there's nothing I can do. If you don't reach out to me for Mother's Day or any day whatsoever, you need to put in the same effort that I put in. You can't be scared. You can't allow your father to destroy your relationship with your mother. You can't allow him. Connor, you're almost 18. You have a voice. You do not have to be scared of him. If you don't talk to me, I can't protect you. If you don't reach out to me, I can't protect you. I've done everything I can. I write you letters all the time. I send you child support. But you make no effort, Connor. None whatsoever. Because they're bribing you. They're giving you all these money and these Christmas gifts and Samuel Baca is paying for your phone so he can monitor if you talk to your mother or not. Are you going to allow these people to destroy your relationship with your mother? Are you going to allow these people to come between you and your mother? They don't want you to talk to me because they don't want you to know the truth. They don't want you to be able to ask me any questions. You're better than him, Connor. You're better than him, Caden and Colin. You know better. If you're scared, you know what they're doing is wrong. If he's making you scared and he's telling you you're not allowed to talk to your mom, you know that what he's doing is wrong. Why are you allowing him to get away with it? Why are you allowing him to make you scared? What? He's going to kick you out of the house? So what? He's not a good person to begin with. A good father does not cut you off from your mother, does not tear you away from your mom. I don't know how his girlfriend treats you because you won't talk to me. You think I'm going to be mad at you? I'm not mad at you. Am I disappointed? Yes. That doesn't mean I'm mad at you, Connor, Caden and Colin. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't put in all the effort I put in. You know, if I was a horrible mother, I would have walked away. And I've never walked away. How do you think I felt when I went to Ireland when your other grandfather died and all your nieces and nephews were there and my children weren't? How do you think that made me feel? It's not about your feelings, Connor, Caden and Colin. I have feelings too. You know, I get hurt too. I mean, it is about your feelings, but it's not just about your feelings. How do you think I felt when I came back at 11 o'clock at night from Ireland and none of my children were there to greet me? How do you think that made me feel? You think I don't have any feelings? He's trying to make you believe all these horrible, nasty, horrible things about your mom. He's bribing you by you know, their parents are, your grandparents are bribing you. They're buying you all these things so that you do not have a relationship with your mother. What they're doing is pure evil. They're pure evil. Loving grandparents would not do what they're doing. When you go to school, you see other children's parents co-parent. You know? Your father did not want to co-parent. He wanted the upper hand in the divorce. So the way he did that was making me look as bad as he could look and lying to the court and saying, the children don't want to see their mother. And the whole time he's telling you that you're not allowed to see me. You have a voice, Connor, Caden and Colin. Are you going to continue to allow your father to scare you? Are you going to do that? Are you going to stand up for what's right? How long more are you going to be scared? How long more? Oh yeah, he's going to pay for your college education. Not him, but his father. What would your father do if he didn't have his parents? If he didn't have mommy and daddy doing everything for him? Who picked you up from school? Who went to the parent-teacher meetings? Who paid for all the vacations? Just because I don't have family here doesn't mean that I am, I don't have value. Just because I don't have any family, just because both of my parents are dead, doesn't mean I don't have value. It just means I'm a lot stronger because I've had to fight for everything on my own. I want you, Connor, Caden, and Colin, to make an effort. I want you to make an effort. Stop being scared and stop believing whatever they're putting in your heads. You know, if he's going to kick you out of the house because you reach out to your mother, so what? He doesn't have to know about it. You can reach out to me anytime, day or night. You'll always have a place to stay. But you have to put in the effort. Do it for your brothers. I don't know how else to tell you. I can't get back the last 8 years. You know, loving parents, loving grandparents, and loving father doesn't do what they've done. You know, they've spent 8 years turning your minds against your mother, telling you that I'm going to kidnap you, telling you that I'm going to hurt you, telling you that you're not allowed to talk to your mother. And you went along with it because you were scared. But you don't have to be scared anymore. In August, Connor, you're going to be an adult. You don't have to listen to him anymore. When I was 18, I moved out of the house. I didn't want to be at home anymore, so I moved out of the house. When I was 22, I came to America. I've done everything and anything to show you that I love you and I care about you. And you, Connor, Caden, and Colin, you've done nothing back in return. You don't show me anything. You just want to be mad at me, and you just want to be angry at me, because that's what your father and your grandparents want. You don't want to find out the truth. You don't want to ask me any questions. He's controlling your minds. Do you understand that? That's what brainwashing is. When somebody tries to control your mind. And that's what they're doing. They're controlling your minds, and they're controlling your thoughts. And they're making you believe things that are not true. Why don't you spend time with your mother? Why don't you talk to me and spend time with me? You'll find out all the crap that they've been telling you is nothing but pure lies. They're making you scared of me to keep you away from your mother. But you won't talk to me. You won't reach out to me. You're putting in no effort whatsoever because you just want to hate me. One day, you know, you're going to grow up and you're going to see, hopefully you're going to see everything that they've been doing. I could have walked away. I could have said, forget it. My children are putting in no effort. And I could have walked away. And I've never done that, Connor, Caden, and Colin. I've never walked away. I've never given up on you. Even when you never reached out to me for my birthday or Mother's Day or Christmas or Thanksgiving, I know you're not happy. I can see it in your faces that you're not happy, that you're confused, and you're hurt, and you're angry, and you don't know who to believe. I know that. I can see it in your faces. But if you want to have a relationship with your mother, and you want to talk to me, and you want to reach out to me, then do it. I'll be nothing but honest with you, boys. I will never hurt you. I will always be honest with you. I will not lie to you. And I won't kidnap you, and I won't do all the things that they're doing. But you have to put in the effort. You have to put in the effort. You're hiding behind a narcissist. You're allowing your father and your grandparents to control your mind. You're allowing them to fill you with hatred towards your mom. Because you think you have no choice. You do have a choice. You do have a choice. Caden, I don't know why you're so mad at me. Why are you so mad at me? Why do you hate your mother? Why can't you talk to me and tell me? Whatever I can do, I'll do. But if you make no effort and you don't reach out to me, then there's nothing I can do. You know, my heart is as hurt as yours. You know, my heart has been ripped out of me. My trust has been completely destroyed. And if I never cared about you boys, I would have left. I would have gone away and moved back to Ireland or moved to wherever. But I never gave up on you. But you know what? You gave up on your mother. And I could be angry and I could be mad, but I'm not. I'm still here. I'm still trying to get you to believe me. I'm trying to get you to understand and to reach out. I am your mother, and I love you, and I care about you so much. And, you'll never know the truth if you don't talk to me. You'll never know the truth. You'll always be angry, and you'll always be mad. You deserve to know the truth, boys. You deserve to talk to your mother. But if you don't put the effort in, there's nothing I can do. If you choose not to talk to me and you choose to be scared, there's nothing I can do. If anybody knows my sons, Connor, Caden, and Colin, Baca, they live in Rio Rancho. Connor was going to Volcano High School, and Caden and Colin was going to Tony Innerman. If you know my children, just let them know that their mother loves them so much. That what their father and grandparents are doing is called parental alienation. Look it up, parental alienation, because that's what they're doing. They're taking advantage of a court system because his father was an ex-police chief. Do you know that his mother, Virginia Schulte, accused his father of molesting my children when they were little? Do you know that? If you know my kids, just hug my children for me. Tell them I love them. And tell them, they're never going to be happy as long as they have questions. I want to know who went to their parent-teacher meetings. I want to know how their grades are. How does his girlfriend treat them? I'm trying to be their mother. I'm trying to be there. But they won't talk to me because they're so mad and they're so angry. And I can't get anybody to help me. I've been on my own. I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in court. And all lawyers do is just take all your money. That's all they do is take everything. The family court, the New Mexico family court, is supposed to care about the welfare of the children. How is separating children from their mother and allowing a narcissist to raise their kids? How is that protecting my kids? Just because his father is an ex-police chief, that gives him more rights? I've done everything I can to show my children that I love them. I pay them child support. I write them letters all the time. And my kids are so terrified to reach out to me. Because their father told them from when they're little, from when Colin was 6 years old. He's been telling them, don't talk to your mother because your mom is going to kidnap you. Your mother doesn't love you. Your mom doesn't care about you. She doesn't care about you because she didn't go to your communion. I didn't go to the communion because he wanted me to have supervision. He convinced the court that I was a horrible mother, that I starved my kids, that I locked my children outside the door in the scorching heat, and that I was this horrible mom. And all the mothers that knew me at Turquoise Trail, they all looked the other way. They didn't, and even, people that we were both friendly with, they took his side. It was sad. But they underestimated how strong I am. You know what I mean? They underestimated how strong I am. I have done everything I can. Everything I can to show my kids that I love them and I care about them. But my children are terrified to go against their father. They're terrified. And there's nothing I can do. Everything is my word against theirs. I can't get any lawyer to help me. And I've spent 20 years in New Mexico. And I would tell anybody coming to New Mexico, stay the hell away. Stay away from Hispanic men. Because they're going to treat you like garbage. Stay away from them. They're going to treat you like absolute garbage. They're all mama's boys. Anyway. I don't know what else to do. I have done everything I can. Everything I can. And my children put in no effort. They choose to put money ahead of their mom. They don't want to give up the big house. They don't want to give up the college fund and the inheritance and everything they give them. They prefer to stay away from their mother and be mad and angry at me because it's so much easier. They don't want to know the truth. They don't want to ask me any questions. They just want to be mad and angry at me. And I don't know what to do because I don't have anyone to help me. I don't have anywhere to turn for help. After 20 years in New Mexico, I tell people stay the hell away from this state. The court system is corrupt, especially the New Mexico Family Court. This is my experience after 20 years. I tell everyone stay away. The New Mexico Family Court is supposed to care about the welfare of children, but they don't. It's all about politics. They gave my kids to a narcissist to raise, tore them away from their mother. Allowed a narcissist to tell the court that I abused my kids and that my children hated me and they wanted nothing to do with me. I wasn't able to go to their school. I don't know what their grades are. I haven't been able to be a mom. For Mother's Day, I've spent the last 8 years on my own. I can't get anyone to help me. Everybody just looks the other way because it's so much easier. Anyway, if you know anybody that can help, if you're a lawyer, because all I want is to be a mother. All I want is to protect my kids and be a mom. And why is it so hard? I'm not a drug addict. I don't drink. I have a college education. I didn't just get 1 degree, I got 2. I have my own place. And yet I still can't see my kids. You tell me, where's the justice? And when I go to court and I go in front of Stephen Klump, he goes to me, oh, well, you have no new evidence. Everything's already been adjudicated. You don't have any new evidence. How can I get evidence if I'm not around my children? How do I get evidence if I'm cut off from my kids? He prefers to have a narcissist raising my children. This is the same person that makes decisions on all the children that go through the New Mexico Family Court. Judge Ramirez, Deborah Ramirez, and Judge Lamar in Santa Fe, they didn't give a shit. Elisa Perdue, they're all pure evil. Just pure evil. If you're an outsider, you're just thrown by the wayside. You have no value if you're an outsider. You get treated like you're pure garbage. You might as well be a drug addict. Because that's how they treat you. I've done everything I can to protect my kids. Everything I can. But my children are so brainwashed. And their hearts are filled with so much hatred. And they're so scared to go against Paul Brian Baca, Samuel Baca, and Virginia Schulte from a park above. They're so terrified. I allowed these people to be part of my kids' lives. I allowed them to see my children whenever they want. And this is how they repay me, by taking my kids and filling my children with evil. I used to dress my children up for church every Sunday. And I haven't gone back to church since. All I want is my kids. But I don't have any more money to go to court. I make these videos because I want to highlight and bring awareness to parental alienation and what it does to people. There's no laws against parental alienation. I want to be able to bring a defamation suit against Paul Brian Baca and his family for all the lies they've been telling the court. But no lawyer wants to help me. No one. If you're a mother and you're a father and you care, just show your support. If you're a mom, this could happen to me. It can happen to anybody. I have no respect for the New Mexico Family Court. Not after my experience. I have no respect. All I want is to be a mother. That's the reason I write all these letters. Because I want to be with my kids. I want to stop what they're putting in my children's minds. Filling their minds with hatred. They told my kids that I was going to kidnap them. They convinced my children that I abused them. They brainwashed them into believing I abused them. Now there's so much damage done, and you know what? I have to repair all that damage. Whenever my children come to me, I have to undo all the damage that they've spent the last 8 years doing. If anybody can help, if you're in a position to help, I'd be eternally grateful. I can't do this on my own. I just don't want to allow a narcissist family to get away with what they're doing to my children. If you know my sons, Connor, Caden, and Colin, just tell them I love them. Tell them their mother loves them so much that they need to talk to me. I don't know what else to say. I've tried everything under the sun. I don't know what else to say. I'm just hurt. I'm hurt and I'm disappointed. Anyway, just want to take time to thank everybody for your support. If anyone knows anybody that can help, I would be eternally grateful. I just want to protect my kids. As a mother, I just want to protect my kids. Because I can't imagine the psychological damage they're doing to my children. I know the psychological damage they've done to me. All I want is what's right for my boys. Connor, Caden, and Colin. Do the right thing, okay? Stop putting money ahead of your mother. Stop being scared. Talk to your mom. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to kidnap you. I'm not going to run off with you. I'm not going to do any of the things they're telling you that I'm going to do. I can't protect you. If you do not reach out to me, I cannot protect you. Connor, do it for your brother. Do it for Colin. If you care about Colin, talk to me. Because I can't protect them. I can't protect Colin, and I can't protect Caden if you won't talk to me. I don't want you to grow up and be mad and angry and confused. Anyway, just know I love you with all my heart. My door is always open. You can call me anytime. Just don't do it from Samuel Baca's phone. The phone that he gives you, don't do it from them. Do it from a friend's phone. Just call me. say, Mom, whatever you want to say, I'll listen to you, Connor. I'll listen to you. If you want me to say nothing, I will say nothing. I just want to be a mom. Anyway, I love you boys, and I pray that your hearts will open. I pray that you will listen to whatever I'm telling you, and that you'll stop being scared. Because when you're scared, that's how somebody controls you, by making you afraid. You don't have to be afraid. Never gonna hurt you. If you talk to me, you'll see everything that they've been telling you is pure lies. But if you don't talk to me, I can't protect you and I can't help you. I love you. Bye, boys.